is a MARii podcast.
Hello there, you're tuned into MARii Mobility World. I'm Azaria Tagaya, and as usual, this is the program where we talk about technological advancements in Malaysia's industries. And today we are talking about game-based learning and how it can actually help children enrichment in education and also in technology adoption. So today we have with us the principal of Crafty Minds, Ms. Sharon Wong. Hi, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Azaria and MARii, for giving me this opportunity to share a little bit of experience about game-based learning.
Indeed. It's our pleasure to learn more about Crafty Minds and also game-based learning and what it is. So first off, to get the ball rolling, what exactly is game-based learning?
Game-based learning, in our own definition, for us, Crafty Minds been doing this for more than 7 years. It simply means how we translate the knowledge into a game format using the game principles. It is a very interesting way of transferring the knowledge to the students, or we call the learners, to understand more about the subject that we want to introduce to them.
Yeah. Why is game-based learning important, and is it widely accepted in Malaysia?
I would say before the pandemic lockdown, it was the awareness and the acceptance level among the students or even among the parents are very low. And then, but when we started, we did face a lot of challenging moments when we start. So parents question us, how can they learn? How can the kids learn through game-based learning using the game? So we have been the strong believer, even our founders, when we started this game-based learning approach. We strongly believe that when kids are attracted to the game, when we introduce them using the education elements, even certain topics, they will definitely feel very motivated to learn. It is indeed an evidence through the founders' own experience. That's what when I joined Crafty Minds, this is what I heard from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sharon, you're the principal of Crafty Minds. Can you give us some background on Crafty Minds itself and also how it started in this education industry?
Sure. Crafty Minds is a children enrichment center specialized in offering educational technology courses. We are bringing the approach of game-based learning to the students of K-12 education. K-12 means from kindergarten to year 12, primary and secondary students.
Yeah.
So our aim and mission is to create an extraordinary learning experience to students by using game-based learning. So throughout the years, we feel that people need to know more about Minecraft, especially our industry here in Malaysia. Education landscape in Malaysia is still not really matured when we started this. People don't know about Minecraft. They don't know what is game-based learning. It requires a lot of efforts, require a lot of promotion and marketing from us to make people understand what is Minecraft and game-based learning. Yeah, I would say the acceptance level now, the post-pandemic lockdown, it has increased tremendously from our own experience. When we move all our courses online during the pandemic, we receive very, very good response. I receive a lot of inquiries from parents. They ask me, how can this Minecraft game-based learning help my children? I feel very excited because never in our experience for Crafty Minds to receive very, very good feedback from parents and from students. The learning experience that they get is something that they feel very valuable. They never experienced before, even though we convert it online. Yeah.
What about your personal journey, Sharon? Have you always been interested in education? What made you enter into the education field?
For myself, all the while I have been in education, mainly higher education industry. I got to know about this children enrichment through my good friend. He is one of the founders and directors of Crafty Minds. He shared with me his ambition, and he truly believed that game-based learning is the future trend, even Malaysia. He has seen it himself in overseas, how the educators and the students from overseas, they learn about Minecraft and they learn very well using Minecraft. And he truly believed that this should be applied in Malaysia as well. At that time, we have done our own research, our own survey, our observations. We have seen that the people here are still not really receptive to this concept of game-based learning.
Right, indeed.
Yeah. So we went through a lot of rejections, and people don't believe in it. So we continue and stay on, and we firmly believe that if the people in the West, I mean in Western countries, European countries, they have done it so well, the trend will eventually come to Malaysia. So this pandemic has really made a big change, I would say, how the way we learn, how the way we do things, even to educate the future generation. So for myself, I truly believe that the way we learn now, it should be changed. The kids these days, they have so much of exposure to social media.
Yeah.
They even know more better than us when it comes to gaming. So we as educators, we constantly must believe this and must know the ways how to make things interesting in our own subjects in order to educate them. I feel that the way we educate the future generation now shouldn't be the one way. It has to be both ways. So our instructors now these days, their role will be more on the facilitator roles in guiding them in all our workshops. We want to nurture the kids to explore their own knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing that Crafty Minds is a play on the word Minecraft.
Yeah.
So can you explain to us how exactly you use Minecraft to help these children learn better?
Okay. We use the approach of game-based learning using Minecraft. We know that we must always think of the ways to arouse the interest of the students to learn. Therefore, what are the topics we want them to learn first? Always in our mind, we always think that this time around, what we want the kids to learn. In whatever workshops that we conduct or that we run, we must always have a learning objective. And what is the learning outcome we want the kids to achieve at the end of the day? Learning and using the game-based learning are two integration together in our workshop. We always feel that no matter what we do, at the end of the day, we want the students to learn something out of our workshops. Therefore, coming up with different themes, different topics, and even the current latest trend, right, is our mission. So we never stop to come up with very interesting and attractive themes in order for us to apply the game-based learning concept in all our workshops. Yeah.
So for the uninitiated, maybe people who have heard the word Minecraft, but they don't know how the game actually works, how does Minecraft help children to acquire these skills that they actually need to learn to live in this modern world? For example, problem solving, critical thinking, and also working together with friends. How can Minecraft teach them this?
You see, Minecraft in the game itself, the format is an open sandbox format. This immersive environment allows the learners, the students, to express their creativity the way they want to. So students, when they are in the world of Minecraft, they become very excited because the whole world is for them to explore. If we talk about Minecraft, it's about creation, right? They talk about building. So when they build, if they don't like the way they build it in the beginning, their first idea, they can destroy it and rebuild. So Minecraft provides endless possibilities for them to do so. And at the same time, Minecraft is the best tool to connect everyone together. Why I say so? We ourselves will experience it during the pandemic classes. So students, without them saying, they know how to work together as a team because they have a common goal, common purpose during the class. They know that their goal is to, let's say, to create a mobile hospital for the pandemic situations. Their role, they need to create a hospital. During the process of building, they need to work together as a team. So this promotes the collaboration and communication skills among the students. They know that their role is to solve the problem. So how do they solve it together? They need to work as a team. So this is a very good platform for them to promote their the collaboration skills. This is what we have experienced it and seen it ourselves.
I see.
During the classes.
Do you base your modules for teaching and learning based on other countries, or where did you get this the sample syllabus from before you started?
We did a lot of research,
Mm-hmm.
and then we observe what is the current trend, what is the main topics that the kids these days are excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a number of research preparations that we need to do before we even launch a single workshop every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many different types of workshops do you have under Crafty Minds?
Besides Minecraft?
Yeah.
Besides Minecraft, we do have 3D design.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, we had 3D design and printing. Then we replaced the printing part with AR, augmented reality. All this can be done online. So students using the software Tinkercad, they will be able to transform their ideas into reality. This is very amazing experience for them. So we will teach them how to use the software. They need to think of what are the design stuff they want to create. Let's say create a 3D model. Then from there, we will let them experience using the software. At the end, we will print it out for them. But the printing part will be replaced now with the augmented reality.
I see.
We use a special software to let them to see this is the 3D model that you have designed. You can showcase it to your friends, to your family members, so that let them know that you are proud of your own creations.
And this is what you created to the class.
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, you said just now that now it's through 3D. So how do you actually conduct your classes? Is it fully online?
Yes, currently we run all our classes online. So in view of the uncertainty now with the situations in the country, our management, we feel that the online learning is still the way to go, even though everything, we are back to the new normal. Yeah, so we all our classes, we run it online.
So before the pandemic, before MCO, you did have physical classes?
Yes, we did. Even we work with several international schools in Klang Valley. We were their CCA providers for their after-school programs. So we have our programs in the schools for 3D design, Minecraft, even coding. Yeah.
I see. So do you think there's a difference when kids learn physically, being there and being tangible, being able to actually interact with the teachers and students, versus learning online, which is the way that most kids are studying these days? Do you think there's a difference?
Indeed, there is a difference. When we talk about young learners, right? So young learners, especially those who are under 10 years old, what we realize and observe is that they require more attention for online classes. And, we will face a lot of technical difficulties like computer connections, the specs. So we require the support from the parents in the beginning, just to ensure that they manage to follow the instructions from us and then carry on with the task given. Yeah.
What is the learning module like? Is it one specific generic module for all kids, or is it based on the different age groups? How do you work that out?
Okay, for our current Minecraft Adventure series, we have come up with a 7 series. So from beginner until advanced level. So all these classes are specially designed based on the themes. It caters for the students of age 7 to 15 years old. So before they join, if they want to know what is it all about, we normally will encourage them to join our trial first. Trial is a 30-minute session. This trial will be able to let the students to experience what is it all about, whether or not the students are able to cope with the instructions, and how do they behave inside the game. So there is a set of instructions where the coach will guide them through to finish the task given.
Okay, so the trial is 30 minutes.
It's 30
What
minutes
about
online.
the actual class?
The actual class currently, we do not have a actual class at the moment, but we do receive the request from the schools to go back to the school for physical classes. We plan to go back to school maybe in April or May when things are more settled down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for children who are maybe interested to partake in game-based learning, what is actually needed in a student? Do they have to need specific software, or maybe do they have requirements in terms of language and computer skills?
Yes, that's where the trial comes in. So this trial will allow us to know whether or not the students' computer specs meets the requirement. We have a specific set of requirements for students to check for their own computer specs, and they need to have the basic computing computer skills, to know how to use the mouse, to know how to use the keypad together. So all this we will be able to access during the trial sessions. The media of instructions for the class will be English. However, we do have some students request for the coach to communicate with them in Bahasa. We can do that as well.
Okay, so you can adapt to the children as well.
Yeah.
So far in your experience with Crafty Minds, how is the acceptance of technological adaptation between among children and also the parents who come to you to Crafty Minds to have their children engage in game-based learning? Are they really receptive to technology these days, or are they reluctant to do so?
I would say they are very receptive these days. Some of the students, they keep asking, so what's next for us? We always have the question to answer what's next. So that is also good for us. It makes us to want to do more for the kids because we love to see their eagerness in learning. So we feel we have achieved something great because we managed to inspire students into learning. We love to see how eager they want to join our class. We do have parents feedback to us to say that, Sharon, your class is the first class that my kids never want to miss and always want the class to stay longer. Yeah, so we feel we have done a good job on this to inspire students to
What
learn.
about in terms of acceptance in technology? I mean, are there some parents who don't really understand what is happening with their children, but they encourage their children to go for game-based learning because their kids obviously enjoy it?
Exactly.
Are there some parents who are like that? They don't really understand this technology.
Yes, I often encounter questions like this. I don't know what my son is doing. I just see that he loves Minecraft. He can play Minecraft all day. So from there, I have to educate the parents. What is game-based learning? How Minecraft can actually assist their children to grow, to develop the 21st century skills. So quite a lot of the educating and the bringing up the awareness of Minecraft and game-based learning to the parents in this period. Me and my team, we have been doing this.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think adults are less receptive to technology? They don't want to, I don't think they don't want to, but they don't know how to embrace and adapt to the movements in technology in Malaysia. Why do you think that is?
I think mainly because Minecraft in itself is a game. The word game, right, sometimes can be quite manipulative.
Yes.
Right.
So they think it's gaming.
They just think it's game. It will not help them in their studies. But they need to understand things are changing. The way we learn, the way we teach now these days have changed. If we don't follow the change, we will be changed. I have been telling the parents, you need to give confidence to your child. And we will make sure that your child is just not playing. We will make sure they achieve the learning objective end of the day. How do we give them this form of confidence and assurance? What we do, we normally will show them at the end of the workshop to show them the summary of achievement and also with their portfolio. It's important for us to show to the parents throughout the 8 weeks classes, this is the creation of your children. And then we also ask them, we'll give them some quizzes. What have you learned throughout the lessons? What have you learned? There is always a reflection that we will do on our part.
Okay, so that's your advice to parents and adults who are less receptive perhaps to technology.
Yes.
To be more open and to learn more
They
so
learn
that
more.
you know.
Yes.
Okay, indeed. Oh, well, what is your hope for the kids that take up this program, game-based learning? What kind of graduates or alumni do you hope to produce in the future? Who will these kids grow up to be?
These kids, I would say, they are the future generations. They will possess the 21st century skills and they will be a good communicator. They will know how to be a team player and they have the digital literacy skills where every employer are seeking. So our program are actually opening doors to students who have the interest and passion in the area of architecture, design, creative multimedia, even interior design, technology courses. So we talk about creativity these days and problem solving. All our courses are based on these two principles. Yeah.
So moving ahead for the future, what do you have planned for the coming years? Because I know now, as you mentioned just now we're opening up the industries and maybe perhaps in the future you can have physical classes again.
Yeah.
So what are your future plans?
Our future plans, we actually would like to move on to the coding part. We feel that a lot of parents thinking coding is the future, but coding covers quite a wide area in the industry. We are now preparing to launch Minecraft coding. It will be launched in March. It's in the plan. And we are open to work with any industry players, even for AI. We're exploring AI actually, artificial intelligence, even robotics. Yeah.
Okay, so for people who want to find out more about Crafty Minds, and maybe there are some people who are interested, but they're still a little bit reluctant to have their children join in game-based learning. How can they find out more, and what would be your final word of advice to these parents?
Okay, if they would like to know more about Crafty Minds and what we do, they can visit our website, Crafty Minds. And of course, they can also speak to me personally. I have my WhatsApp, and I normally would like to have a session with them. I will conduct a webinar, and then for them to know and ask me any questions about Minecraft, what we do, who we are. In fact, I would like to also take this opportunity to share that we have been appointed as a global training partner by Microsoft. And since the pandemic happened, we have been doing training for teachers. You see, Minecraft is not just for kids already. Even educators these days, they need to learn how to use the game and apply in their teaching. So Minecraft has been a great tool to connect the students for teachers. So for my word for them, they need to know what is Minecraft and game-based learning, have a basic understanding about what is game-based learning first before we talk about Minecraft. And then slowly I will introduce them into our program, and I will let them to experience what is Minecraft for their kids. And they can join our trial. Feel free to ask me any questions because we have been doing this for more than 7 years. So I think I will be able to answer all their doubts.
Yes, and try it out for themselves to see.
Try it out for themselves. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing with us today on the
Thank
podcast.
you.
It's been a pleasure hearing from you.
Thank you, Azaria.
Thank you. And thank you as well for tuning in to today's podcast. If you missed any part of today's podcast and you want to listen again, just search for Plugin with MARii on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I'm Azaria Tagaya. We'll join you again next time on MARii Mobility World.
This is a MARii podcast.